Alright, in this edition of Teach Me Tuesdays, we're going to show you how to not get caught with porn. I don't really care what your reason is. Maybe you're a kid and you don't want your parents to see it. Maybe you love watching porn and your girlfriend freaks out about it. Either way, it's not my concern. What my concern is to teach you how to use computers to keep your privacy private. So first, let's look at Google Chrome, since you're most likely going to find your porn on the internet. So here in Google Chrome, we type in our browser, and every time we search in our browser or type in a URL, it keeps that in our browsing history. So there's one way to avoid putting stuff into your browsing history, and that is to press Control-Shift-N, and that opens an incognito window. So pages you view in incognito tabs won't stick around in your browser's history, cookie store, or search history after you've closed all of your incognito tabs. Any files you download or bookmarks you'll create will be kept. So if you click there, you can learn more about it. So that was Control-Shift-N. So now if you were to go to a porn site, let's say RedTube, which I've been to before, and look, it doesn't come up. If you've been there before, it searches from your recent searches on the internet. So I hit redtube.com, I go there, and bam, there is porn now on my computer. And when I close my window out, and let's say I go back to the regular search menu, since I've recently searched this, RedTube would normally show up, but as I start typing again, it does not look for RedTube at all, because I looked at RedTube through my incognito browser. Alright. Now we're going to take a look at Internet Explorer. Now, Internet Explorer is also similar to Mozilla Firefox, so I'm not going to show you Firefox, I'm just going to show you Internet Explorer. So your home page comes up, and for Internet Explorer and Firefox, it's Control-Shift-P, alright, for private browsing. And when you open your private browser, you can start typing in the URL for the porn site that you want. So I'm going to type in youporn.com, and as you see, it doesn't autofill that in. So when I type in youporn, I get loads of porn. It's now on my computer. I've gone there, but I am in a private browsing window, so it shouldn't record any of those things. So now we'll check here, and I'm going to type in YouPorn. It's not looking for it. YouPod, YouPons, YouPolonia. YouPorn is not coming up. So on Internet Explorer and Mozilla Firefox, you are going to want to hit Control-Shift-P, and you won't have to worry about porn being in your browser history, or anything for that matter. It doesn't have to be porn. Alright, now we're going to go back to Google Chrome, and we're going to say that we accidentally typed a porn website in, and we weren't in our browser, and now it's in our history. So we want to www.pornhub.com. Alright, we came onto this website, and we're like, oh crap, I forgot to do a brick set and use an incognito window. Alright, so we close out the website, and if someone were to open it, they could see where we were. So what we want to do in the upper right hand corner is we want to click on these three lines, this little icon with three lines, go down to history, and if we look at our recent history, it'll show free porn videos and sex movies. So whoever you don't want to see that will, unless you get rid of it. So the cool thing about Chrome is you can pick which ones you want to get rid of. So if I just want to remove this, I can just remove the porn videos. So that way, if someone is trying to track you, they can see like, oh, you know, This person was hanging out with someone in Google Hangouts. They were learning a different language today. They were shopping on Amazon. You know, they were on the computer today. I know they were on the computer, but we don't see anything about porn. So we've now removed Pornhub from our browsing history, and it looks like we went on the internet, but we didn't do anything that we shouldn't have been doing. Now we're going to take a look at clearing your browsing history in Internet Explorer. So we're going to open Internet Explorer. We're going to type in a porn site because you forgot to go you know, and use Control-Shift-P. So you went to ujiz.com. Oh, crap. I got porn on my computer. Shucks. So now what you need to do, alright, if we close the window out, we're going to go back in. Now that will show up as something we searched for. So in the upper right hand corner there's a Tools button. We're going to go down to Internet Options, and we're going to go to Browsing History seen right in the General tab, and all you have to do is hit Delete Browsing History. You don't get the same options that you do in Google Chrome, but whatever. You're going to get rid of all your files, history, cookies, saved passwords, and web information. So hit Delete, and it lets you choose which ones you want to get rid of. And then you just go ahead and hit delete. So we're going to get rid of the websites we want to, the cookies, and the temporary internet files that were created. And hit delete. And it is finished deleting everything. We hit OK. And now that search for ujiz.com will no longer come up in Internet Explorer. Alright, now we're going to take a look at Firefox, because while Control-Shift-N is still private browsing, or Control-Shift-P, sorry, is still private browsing in Firefox, clearing your history is a little different. So when you're in Mozilla Firefox, you accidentally went to somewhere you didn't want someone to know you went. So you go in the upper right-hand corner and click on the Tools menu, and you have some options. So you're going to click on Options, and the first thing you could do, so it doesn't happen again, is never remember your history. So if you do that, it won't remember your browsing, download, form, search history, cookies, any of that stuff. So you could click on never remember your history, and it'll never keep track of any of that. But if you're sharing a computer with someone, they may want that history in there as they search for websites. So the other thing you can do then down here is clear your recent history. So when you click on that, you can clear a certain amount of time. So if you were on a website you probably shouldn't have been on and you want it removed, you could clear the last hour of browsing history. And that is how you would get rid of your browsing history in Mozilla Firefox. Alright. One other thing we're going to look at right now is if you are doing something you're not supposed to be while at work or at school or at the library or on a plane, whatever. We're going to talk about some quick ways to change what is on your screen. So let's say we're watching something we're not supposed to be. I'm not sure what it is, but you're not allowed to do it. So in this case, we're watching Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, we're not allowed to watch Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark while we're at work or while we're at school or the library or whatever. So there's one quick thing you can do. Someone's coming up behind you. You can press Alt-Tab and go to one of the other programs that you have open. So now it looks like, oh, I wasn't watching Indiana Jones. I was watching TED Talks and learning what humans can learn from semi-intelligent slime. So then that person leaves who's behind your back, Alt-Tab to whatever you want to go to, bam, now we're back to Indiana Jones. If your menu bar is down here and for some reason it's set up differently, you know, it says porn down at the bottom or it says the Anarchist Cookbook, the fastest, safest way to get out, instead of Alt and Tab going through those different applications that are open, you just hit Alt F4 and it closes out whatever application is running at that time. So before someone can see you doing anything you're not supposed to, you hit Alt F4, close the current application, and it will go to whatever the next application running is. Lastly, we're going to look at one other thing, and that's hiding files or folders on your computer. We're going to do it in Windows 8 because that's the operating system I'm running on. It's a little different for XP and 7 and for Mac's iOS. But I'm just going to show you here in Windows 8. First thing, don't call your folder something obvious like porn. I like to choose a different name, like romance. So if you click on your romance folder and there's pictures in here that you don't want someone else seeing, you can hide them. So we're not encrypting anything, we're not like making something that has to get hacked into, we're just hiding it. So the average user that doesn't know about hidden folders or items won't see them. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight the items you want to hide, and you're going to go into View, and you're going to hide selected items. So now when someone goes in here, it says that the folder is empty. So they would look in there and the folder be empty. Now if they think that's weird, maybe in your romance folder you should put a, the Notebook, the movie, and put that in there so they don't get confused why you made an entire empty folder. You can also make a folder within that folder and hide that. So if you want to see your items again, you just click View and go to Hidden Items, and it'll show them, and they'll be kind of faded out so you know that they're hidden. So one thing you could do is you could go to View, we could select these, we could unhide those items, and you could just make a new folder and hide that, and that could be your porn folder, which we'll call prawn because we don't want people searching for porn. So you could hide these, you could put these not hidden in there, and then hide the folder in the same way. So you would select that, View, hide selected items, and you could have all the items or files inside hidden or just the folder. So we're going to do it to just the folder. Alright, and then when we go in there, the items are there. So just the folder's hidden. So if we don't have View Hidden Items on and someone goes into romance, they don't see anything. So they would have to see the hidden items and then see all of your porn. So that's how you would hide a folder or a file on your computer. So hopefully with all of these new tools in your tool belt, you can browse a little easier on the internet.